On Manorama had a real good article talking about the Russian ruble being pegged to gold. This just came out, a real interesting article. This is one of the reasons I think that the ruble is bouncing back so much. There are other things too. One reason in which I haven't seen anybody bring this up is, all the accounts have been frozen for foreigners, so they can't sell their equities. So when you can't sell, and you're looking at nothing but positivity for that particular currency and that equity. Russian equities is what I'm talking about. Now, also, the people in Russia could buy and sell. They opened the stock exchange up there, but I'm talking about foreigners that are buying. They've bought maybe equities in the U.S. They're Russian equities in the U.S. or on the London International Stock Exchange. Those equities are frozen, so they can't sell them. Now, what's going to happen is when they finally end these sanctions, it's going to be interesting to see what happens because the ruble has come back almost totally now from where it's low. Will there be a lot of selling going on? That's the big thing that you're going to have to look at there. But I will say this is a lot less likely now than it was, 2 or 3 weeks ago. But also, folks, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And don't forget to hit the notification bell next to it. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. Okay, and then the article was talking about peg to gold, the Russian ruble bounces back. This just came out in Manorama. This is a real good article because it's talking about something that the U.S. probably should have done years ago. They came off the gold standard. But it talks about here that the Russian ruble now has almost completely recovered from its drop. It was suffered from the sanctions imposed by the United States and its allies. Now, the ruble was valued at 79.7 ruble per dollar. It closed it on Thursday. And then less than a month ago, the ruble had recorded a new low of about 121.5 rubles to the dollar. Now, the Russian currency is now approaching the value of the Indian rupee. The exchange rate for India is Indian rupee 75.99 to the dollar. Now, the rapid recovery of the ruble is a major victory for the Russian President Vladimir Putin over Joe Biden, who had earlier dismissed the currency as not ruble but ruble. But with the aim of supporting the ruble, the Russian central bank now has announced pegging the currency with gold. Listen to this. This is important. 1 gram of gold is currently pegged at 5,000 ruble. Now, the move is expected to increase the flow of gold into the kitty of the Russian central bank. Now, with Russian gold coming under sanctions, the country's gold stocks from banks as well as individuals could be sold to the central bank. Now, the value of the ruble will further increase once the central bank's gold stocks from domestic sources increase, which is expected to happen in the next few months. Now, besides President Vladimir Putin also signed an agreement under which foreign buyers will be required to pay in ruble for gas purchase. Now, India and even European countries, especially the smaller ones, have now already started to pay ruble to purchase Russian gas. Now, most of Europe, including Germany, is dependent on Russia for natural gas and oil. Any currency backed by gold is perceived to be stabler and stronger. Now, Russians' gold reserves are estimated at more than 2,298.53 tons. It is the 5th largest in the world. The U.S. ranks number 1, followed by Germany, Italy, and France. Now, the State Bank of India, in its report, said that anchoring the currency to gold will help stabilize domestic inflation as well. The dip in Russia's imports following the Ukraine war is also expected to improve the trade deficit and reflect positively on the ruble. Now, the Russian ruble's near complete recovery in recent weeks is not a signal that the Russian economy is weathering the sanctions Washington and its allies have imposed since Russia invaded Ukraine. U.S. Treasury Janet Yellen said on Wednesday. Now, the Russian economy is reeling from the sanctions imposed after the late February invasion. Yellen had told the House Financial Services Committee the market for rubles has become so distorted by actions of the Russian government and its central bank to limit capital outflows that you should not infer anything from the value of the ruble, which fell to a record low against the U.S. dollar immediately after the invasion, but has since retraced most of those losses. The reason she's saying this, folks, is there's other things you're going to have to look at. That's been real positive that Russia has, more or less, they're trying to tie the gold or the ruble to gold. But this is the key that you're going to have to look at. Remember, the equities have been frozen that are in foreign markets, as I mentioned to you before. And once that opens up, that could have a huge drop in the ruble, people trying to get out. You don't know, because the ruble has come back so much that the attitude of the way people are going to look at things, because probably nothing's going to be released until the sanctions are dropped and the war is over, but the attitude and the negativity will be gone at that point. But you're going to have some people that they're going to want to get out, okay? And how many that's going to be, I don't know. It could drop down. I don't think it's going to drop down to where it was, but I mean, it could. It could drop down even further. I think most of the negativity, when the war's over with, the sanctions have been released. I don't think you're going to have that same format. It might be what it was before it dropped, or maybe even higher than that. No one's going to know until that happens. And I'm not, first of all, I'm not trying to advise anybody to buy the Russian market or anything like this. I'm just telling you what's happened with the facts that I'm showing right here. One thing I did want to go over with you was the Molex Russian Index, which hit about an all-time high October the 10th, and it hit 4,261 on the Molex. And then February the 16th, 2022, this was right before the huge drop. It was 3,646. And then when the drop occurred, the index bottomed out at 2,058. Now, April the 8th, which was on Friday, it was as high as, it finished at around 2,593. So it's come back a lot from the low, but what's come back a lot is the ruble itself. So when the equities are actually released at that point, from being frozen, from the ruble coming back so much and the market coming back so much, it might even be back where it was before the drop, right before the drop occurred. Could be even higher. Who knows? I mean, you're not going to know, but I will tell you this. It is a good sign that they're trying to tie the ruble to gold. I mean, this is a big change that could make a huge difference in their economy. I think they're going to have to change a lot with the government there, though, because people are distrusting the kleptocracy that they've got there. They've got people that are stealing out of major companies like Gazprom. Just reading the other day an article where Vladimir Putin's son-in-law was loaned over $1 billion from Gazprom Bank. And I wonder if that money's ever going to get paid back. There's so much looting going on with equities in Russia. You just wonder, that so much of the distrust now has come out with so many people that are bringing things into light about Russian equities, that can you really trust the accounting and the theft that's going on in Russia on these equities? I mean, they need to be scrutinized more, these different companies, to make sure that theft is stopped. You got huge companies like Gazprom, man, that have a world of potential if they would just stop the stealing and have an honest government. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website. You legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.